He has permanent damage to his right eye after being tased in the face by a Robbins police officer. Now, the Robbins Police Department claims Bradford was hostile when he was asked to leave a convenience store. But Bradford believes the use of force was unjustified. The ABC 7i team has obtained video of the tasing incident that followed, and we want to warn you, some of the footage and images might be hard to watch.
I'll never look the same again.
Damn! Put your glasses back on.
Or feel the same, quite frankly.
Dominic Bradford's right eyelid is stitched together after he underwent 4 surgical procedures. The Chicago man says he may never see out of this eye again after he was tased in the face by a police officer.
This is what my reality is now. I don't wish this on my worst enemy.
The incident happened on March 18th. The 22-year-old says he and his friends were on their way home from a sports bar and they stopped by a convenience store in Robbins. He says a store clerk thought he had recognized him.
That became a minor back and forth of, I think I've seen you. No, you haven't. I've never been here before. That's when I knocked on the glass for the item behind the counter.
Now remember, y'all, he said minor back and forth. So let's see what's really good.
Bradford says a Robbins police officer who happened to be in the store asked him to stop knocking on the glass. He says words were exchanged and he was asked to leave. Bradford says he followed orders and left. And that's where the officer's body cam video begins.
You come back up to the glass and you seem frustrated, upset. You seem to be yelling.
Well, I was frustrated, upset, being removed from an establishment for no reason.
In the video, you can see Bradford and his friends walking to their vehicle. The officer approaches and orders Bradford to get into the car.
Hey, you got 2 seconds to get in the car. You got 2.
Bradford's friends try to intervene, and things escalate. Bradford is tased and then advances toward the officer.
Sit down. Sit down.
Bradford is tased a second time in the face. Moments later, the officer calls for backup, and Bradford reemerges.
If there's anyone watching the body cam video and they say, if his behavior weren't the way it was, we wouldn't be here, what would your response be to that?
Sure, I'm not here to sugarcoat the fact that Dominic was angry, but he's outside the store. That's the key. He followed his command. Police officers, quite frankly, are trained to not emotionally react, particularly when they're not being placed in danger.
A Village of Robbins spokesperson says it does not comment on matters of litigation, but did say in part, quote, a Robbins police officer was engaged in an incident outside a local business with an individual in which the police body camera shows was irate and noticeably intoxicated during the exchange. All of which was in response to the owner of the local business requesting the officer to have the individual leave the store following a prior hostile exchange. An ambulance was called to the scene and Bradford was taken to the hospital.
It was difficult to view, so to see, like blood on his face, his eye almost hanging out of his head. No mother, no father, no parent should ever have to see their child in that situation.
Bradford and his attorney now suing the Village of Robbins and the officer who tased him. They believe the use of force was unjustified. Bradford denies being intoxicated on the night in question, maintaining he was upset that he had to leave the store after being misidentified by the clerk. I asked Bradford why he advanced at the officer after being tased the first time.
I was still in a mode of protection because I had just witnessed this officer push my friend out of the way in order to tase me. It was very intense and everything was happening super fast.
I feel confident in saying that video does not display his proudest moment. But in that video, I watched him and his friend walk away. So I don't understand why he pursued them.
I forgive you because I should. And the police department definitely needs to do better training.
The Robbins police officer in this incident has not been charged with a crime and is still with the police department. Bradford, who was tased, was not arrested or charged with a crime during this incident.
All right, y'all, I'm gonna make this short. So in the beginning, the guy is saying that it was a minor back and forth, which led to him knocking on the window, to, I guess, ask the clerk for whatever item he wanted. The knock wasn't necessary. Y'all was already talking back and forth. So in my opinion, the knock on the window was not necessary. The cop was already in the store. He said, stop knocking on the window, which led to more words being exchanged. I'm going to assume that it never was a minor back and forth with the clerk. It never was a minor back and forth with the police officer, because if so, you went literally from 0 to 100 within seconds or minutes, because once you left the store, which you did leave the store, which is great, you came back very aggressive, looking like, you know what I mean? Like, hitting the door, the window outside, or whatever it was. You were still upset, which is okay to be upset. You know what I mean? But you have to control yourself while being upset. Don't, do anything extra. So just from you coming back at the door, I think, in my opinion now, that was the reason why the cop went outside, to make sure you was good. Because we're looking at, from the inside, looking at you, that you were still clearly upset, and we don't know what you're going to do. So I'm assuming the cop is here for safety, right? He goes outside and makes sure you're good. Okay, y'all walk into the car. Great. He's like, okay, get in the car. No, he didn't have to say. He could have just stood there. But you know how some cops is. Some people is just got to say something. You know what I mean? Okay, let it go. You feel me? But I understand you're at the type of, you're angry right now. And a lot of us cannot control that, and we have to, because this is where it leads to. So he says, get in the car. You don't get in the car. He pulls his taser. You got 2 seconds to get in the car. In my opinion, he's trying to literally save you, because he could have just locked you up. You know how they do. Or he could have laid you down. You feel me? Like, y'all really know how these cops can do. So him saying just get in the car and go home, that was your opportunity to live with no hurt, harm, danger, no ticket, not being locked up, being able to continue to breathe and fight another day. You feel me? But you didn't do that. Your friend tried to push you in, which I know made the situation a little extra, because that's the same way if, like, how when you're in high school, you're about to start a fight. Well, not start a fight. Maybe, you're about to get in a fight, and then here go your friend trying to hold you back. It kind of hypes you up more. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but it happens. You feel me? So I'm assuming that kind of went down when your friend tried to push you in a car, and it hyped you up more, which was not her fault. It was just you still in your emotions. You could not control yourself that whole time. You couldn't control yourself. And then I'm hearing you're saying to the interview, oh, side note, the news person who was interviewing you, great questions. You know what I mean? I'm glad that she asked you those questions, because that was important. So anywho, she well, you said that, I was in a protective mode because he pushed my friend out the way to tase me. Yeah, because you was the issue. Your friend was not the issue. Your friend was trying to help you and put you in a car. So why would he tase her? He wanted you. You feel me? He was trying to calm you down because you couldn't calm yourself down. So he pushed her out the way, saved her, and tased you. I don't know what was in that tase. Maybe it was some steroids or something, because that got you hyped up and you was just going straight towards the cop, which is a negative, because now you got tased again. Like, come on. You lucky you ain't get shot. Like, what is the problem here? Like, you are literally, and I believe another place you was talking, you said you wasn't intoxicated. You should have said you was intoxicated, because that's just going against, like, you're making it worse on yourself saying that you wasn't drunk. You feel me? Because now you're in your right state of mind and you still not thinking straight. So anyway, got tased again in the eye, which is ow. You feel me? I can't imagine the pain. Wouldn't want to ever go through it. You know what I mean? Now you look like, you know what I mean? One eye Willie, one eye bastard, whatever they call people with one eye. My bad, y'all. I ain't trying to be ignorant, but I'm just saying. You feel me? Now you could be blind. You might like literally lost your eye because you couldn't control yourself. Like, let's just be real. Let's get it together, people. Anyway, and then the lawyer. Ugh, like, y'all need to get a better lawyer, because he's just, oh. Like, come on. Like, this is, you're just getting their money, because you're not going to win the case, and you're going to still want them to pay fees. So y'all really need to think about what's really good, because y'all not going to win. Let's just be real. I mean, the camera literally says it all. You could not control yourself, so you got tased. You feel me? And then you bucking up after the first tase, and you got tased again. So anyway, and then the mom, oh, the eye's hanging out. I didn't see no eye, but maybe the mom seen eye. I did see blood dripping, but mom, let's just calm down. And I'm glad you did say that wasn't his best light. No, it was not. And y'all, in the end, I'm just like, wow. I'm just glad that you're living to tell the story, but you might just have to let this one go. You never know. The judge may agree. I don't see it, but I don't know all the ins and outs, to be honest. I'm just seeing what y'all say. You feel me? So in the end, just try to be calm. If you was drunk, stop drinking then. Liquor is not for you. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. It is what it is, y'all. All right, let me know what y'all thoughts is. And thanks for watching and thanks for listening. Peace.